Robert Van Winkle.
Where did you cheat?
Nothing rhymes with Winkle. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, cat. Words of wisdom. Drop that zero and get with the hero.
But I really didn't know what to, what to expect.
You lie about your background.
I mean, that's all old news. I didn't lie about
But
nothing.
I haven't.
All I heard was like Ice Ice Baby, and I knew all these stones was being thrown at him, and I'm like, that song is whack. But why are all these stones really being thrown at him?
So Vanilla Ice is finally spilling the real reason he vanished from the game, and trust, nobody saw this coming. For the longest time, people thought he dipped out because he was just a one-hit wonder who couldn't keep up in the rap world. But now, turns out it's way deeper and way darker than that. Word is, some powerful industry bosses allegedly tried to drag him into those creepy, behind-closed-doors rituals that keep circling around the music scene. But instead of selling out or playing along, Vanilla Ice says he straight up shut it down. He walked away cold, choosing to bounce instead of getting tied into that secret mess. And yeah, he's lucky to be alive to tell his story, because according to him, it wasn't just a clean break. He allegedly faced some wild, dangerous stuff for saying no. So how did Ice dodge the same trap that swallowed up so many other artists? And did he really get close to being sacrificed by the music machine? That's what people are now asking. Stick around, because we're about to break down how Vanilla Ice swerved the dark side of the industry, and why stepping away might have been the boldest, smartest move of his whole life. Vanilla Ice was the face of early 90s pop rap. Bright lights, big charts, and then boom, he was gone. Most folks just chalked it up to him being a trend, not built to last. But new claims say otherwise. Apparently, his sudden vanishing act wasn't about fading popularity or lack of skills. It was about saying no to the dark side that so many others couldn't escape. Allegedly, those top dogs in the industry tried to rope Vanilla Ice into the same twisted, ritual-style madness we've heard other artists whisper about. New reports claim that at the height of his fame, Vanilla Ice was approached by the so-called gatekeepers of the music world. Yeah, the same ones now being tied to those shady secret parties linked to Diddy. These weren't just wild Hollywood parties, they were something else, something darker. But Ice wasn't having it. He turned it all down, refused to play along. Later, he started dropping hints about how fake the fame game really was. All the lies, all the manipulation behind the scenes. And just like that, he bounced out of the spotlight. Now, about those freaky parties, when Vanilla Ice was blowing up, Diddy was still working in the background. But by the time Diddy hit superstar status, Vanilla had already walked away. Still, this whole ritual thing? Allegedly, Diddy didn't invent it. He was taught, mentored, by the same powerful folks who tried to bring Vanilla Ice into the fold. Right after Ice Ice Baby exploded, Vanilla Ice reportedly caught the attention of some serious players. One name that keeps popping up? Charles Koppelman, a major executive back then, with strong ties to Clive Davis, who mentored Diddy for years. And get this, rumor has it, behind closed doors, these execs weren't just looking at Ice as a hitmaker. They allegedly saw him as something way bigger, maybe even something ritual-worthy. They didn't just see Vanilla Ice as a star, they allegedly wanted him as a puppet they could control. Rumors say he was being steered toward the same disturbing rituals now linked to Diddy, but Ice wasn't blind to it. He saw the setup from a mile away. Before they could drag him any deeper into that twisted machine, he backed off, slipped out of the mainstream, and left the industry completely. But don't get it twisted. Bouncing wasn't easy. There were moments in his short but explosive career where Ice legit thought he might not make it out alive. No joke. Let's rewind real quick. Vanilla Ice, real name Robert Matthew Van Winkle, was discovered back in 1987 by DJ Floyd Earthquake Brown. That moment happened in a South Dallas club called City Lights, where Ice was lighting up the stage. Just 2 years later, in 1989, he dropped his major label album To the Extreme, and it went nuclear. That thing moved 15 million copies worldwide, faster than anything since Purple Rain by Prince. And get this, the lead single, Ice Ice Baby, didn't just slap, it made history. It was the first rap song ever to hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, blasting rap straight into the American mainstream. Ice wasn't just making waves, he was the wave. Pop culture ate it up. Hollywood came calling too, and by 1991, he was starring in his debut movie, Cool as Ice. Everybody wanted a piece of him. Even Madonna was so into him she proposed. No cap, she really did. But Vanilla Ice shut it down. He was just stepping into fame, and being in his early 20s, he wasn't trying to get locked down while his career was going full throttle. Unlike a lot of celebs who blow up young, Vanilla Ice wasn't out here wildin' or chasing every famous woman in sight. Instead, he settled down. In 1997, he married Laura Giarita, and they had 2 daughters together. The two stayed married for nearly 20 years, which is practically unheard of in Hollywood, especially considering how obsessed his female fans were with him back in the day. But it didn't end smoothly. In 2016, Laura filed for divorce, claiming that Ice had cut her off financially and was hiding money. Still, lasting 2 decades in the spotlight is no small feat, especially when you're surrounded by temptation and chaos 24/7. At just 23, Vanilla Ice was the biggest name in rap. But with the fame came the backlash. Hip-hop fans started taking shots, calling him out for cultural appropriation and questioning if he was even legit. The heat got real. One major moment that added fuel: Arsenio Hall put Ice on blast for allegedly lying about being from Miami. That turned into a whole controversy. Later, Ice came clean and explained what really happened. He said he was just insecure about where he came from. In an interview, he broke it down. "I lived in Miami and wrote Ice Ice Baby about it. I didn't think about where I was from at the time. That only became a thing after I was famous. I was like, where I'm from? Who effing cares where I'm from? I was embarrassed to tell people I was from Farmers Branch, Dallas. I didn't tell them I was from Miami. I didn't tell them I was from anywhere. I was just like, listen, I'm from around the corner, man." Turns out he was just trying to fit in and got caught up in the image game. "I'm from around the effing way." That's how Vanilla Ice put it when talking about his roots. He later admitted that he tried to throw people off on purpose. Not to lie, but to keep his private life private. Still, the critics didn't let up. They kept digging into his past, questioning his story, and clowning his street cred. But Ice didn't care about proving anything to them. He wasn't looking for a free ride. Instead, he focused on grinding. He got hooked on 80s dance culture. Movies like Breakin' and Beat Street had him up all night. He was obsessed with nailing every move. In one interview, he shared, "I can't tell you how many sleepless nights I'd stay up and mimic the moves from Breakin' and Beat Street, watching them dance with the broom, the fishing line, doing the robot, and then throwing in my own moves. My mentality was always, no matter what it is, you have to prove yourself." And that's exactly what he did. Ice formed his own dance crew and started hustling in the local malls, breakdancing, beatboxing, and freestyling. He told GQ in 2013, "I used to spin on my head at the mall and make $40 a day, and it was more than my rich friends could get for allowance." This wasn't some overnight success story. Ice dropped out of high school, never met his real father, and watched his mom go through marriage after marriage. He grew up lower middle class, grinding through random, low-paying jobs while chasing a dream most said he had no business chasing. He was the only white kid trying to make it in a mostly black hip-hop scene, pushing past every side-eye and doubt thrown his way. But he didn't care. He had a fire in him. "I had no crystal ball about the future," he said. "I just knew that there was an energy around me, and I was gonna do something with this. I knew it." "There were too many people who liked what I was doing," Vanilla Ice said, and he wasn't lying. He was deep in the Dallas hip-hop scene, and his big break came in the most unexpected way. One night, a friend dared him to rap during an open mic at Club City Lights. Ice stepped up and killed it. The crowd went wild, and the club's manager was so hyped he invited Ice to perform on the regular. From there, things took off fast. Ice started opening for legends: NWA, Public Enemy, the DOC, Paula Abdul, Sinbad, and MC Hammer. Yep, those names. The same dude who once danced for tips at the mall was now sharing stages with hip-hop royalty. By that time, Ice had a real rep around Dallas. Not just in music, he had won motocross competitions, battled at house parties, and built his name on Forest Lane, one of the hottest strips in South Dallas. But it wasn't all glam. Dude almost lost his life. He was stabbed 5 times in a brutal attack, lost 4 pints of blood, and spent days in the hospital. It was a close call, but he made it out. After that now famous performance at City Lights, talent scouts started swarming. A&Rs from major labels were handing him business cards like candy. His look, his moves, and his raw energy had everyone talking. Even Public Enemy tried to bring in their producer Hank Shockley to sign him to Def Jam. But in the end, Ice inked a deal with SBK Records in 1990. Around the same time, he earned respect from real ones like MC Hammer and Tupac. Ice even opened for Hammer on his Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em world tour, and Hammer himself said he respected Ice for staying in his own lane and doing his thing. Vanilla Ice wasn't out here trying to copy anybody, and that's exactly what caught MC Hammer's attention. Hammer once said, "I was shocked to see a white kid who was #1 rapping and #2 dancing. He was playing a 100% black club, the only white kid in there. But that didn't stop him. Ice wasn't trying to mimic anyone. He was just doing him. He hit that stage with his own moves and didn't care who was watching." And when it comes to Tupac, Vanilla Ice always spoke highly of him. In interviews, he said Tupac was cool with him back in the early 90s. They even kicked it a few times. Now Pac was famous for calling out fake rappers and checking anyone he thought was biting the culture. But he never came at Ice, not once. In fact, Vanilla Ice claimed Tupac actually looked out for him when other rappers started throwing shade. According to Ice, Pac gave him advice and showed love. No drama, just respect. But with Tupac's label boss, Suge Knight, that was a whole different story. Things went way left. There's a now legendary tale that Suge once dangled Vanilla Ice over a hotel balcony. Wild, right? Here's how it went down. Back in 1990, a songwriter named Mario Chocolate Johnson claimed he helped write a few tracks for Vanilla Ice, including the mega hit Ice Ice Baby. Johnson just so happened to be managed by Suge Knight. When Suge found out about Johnson's work on the song, he allegedly showed up and applied some serious pressure. Reports say Suge cornered Ice and pushed him to sign over a cut of the profits. Right then and there. Let's just say, Suge wasn't exactly known for playing nice. And when they say Suge Knight pressured Vanilla Ice, they're not kidding. The infamous story claims Suge grabbed Ice by the ankles and hung him over a hotel balcony until he agreed to cough up 25% of the royalties from Ice Ice Baby. Now, Vanilla Ice later cleared it up. He said Suge didn't actually hang him by his ankles, but made it crystal clear. Suge definitely brought the heat up there on that balcony. But here's the plot twist. Fast forward to today, and guess who came out on top? Vanilla Ice is out here winning in real life, while Suge Knight is behind bars. Suge won't even be eligible for parole until at least October 2034, when he's gonna be 69 years old. Meanwhile, Ice flipped the whole script. After his roller coaster ride in the music biz, he completely reinvented himself. And he didn't wait for a trend. Before house flipping was even a thing, he was already deep in the real estate game. He started buying up properties in Florida, fixing them up, and stacking serious cash. That hustle turned into a legit career. His design skills and business sense landed him his own show, The Vanilla Ice Project, which ran for multiple seasons on the DIY network. He went from rapping to renovating and thriving. Bottom line, Ice never sold out. He turned down those sketchy industry parties, stepped away from the madness, and played it smart. Now, while a lot of the folks who clowned him back in the day are broke, forgotten, or locked up, Ice is still collecting checks. Fans today are saying it loud. Vanilla Ice walking away from the music industry to chase real estate might have been the best move he ever made. A lot of people say the smartest move Vanilla Ice ever made was stepping out of the spotlight before it swallowed him whole. He walked away with his integrity intact and built a whole new empire on his own terms. But now it's your turn. What do you think about Vanilla Ice's wild ride in the industry? Was walking away the right call? And what's your take on those shady allegations about industry gatekeepers trying to pull him into that freaky secret scene? Sound off in the comments. We want to hear it all. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and check out the next video dropping right now. You don't want to miss it.